Hi, welcome to That's a Thing Accent Core.
Yeah.
It is episode 0.49.
49.
Coming up on the 1 year mark, and it is December the 6th.
Oh, yeah, that's when this is gonna... Oh, yeah. Okay, so that's what... Yeah, oh. Okay, so this is being recorded on a Saturday because of Thanksgiving.
Yep.
Yeah, like, Thanksgiving's a weird holiday when you get older. I feel like...
I don't think it's when you get older. I think in general it is.
It is, because
like Christmas, at least as a child, you can be like, okay, we're with family that I'm supposed to be nice to, but I don't really know, but I get presents.
And even as an adult, when I don't get I haven't gotten presents. Like our family has kind of had a thing where like we once my sister and I basically got out of school. Even kind of like late, we're just like, okay, there's understood like no presents. Yeah. Like just family get together is fine. But for Christmas or if you're whatever your winter holiday of choice, you can do a Festivus for the rest of us. That's fine too. That's from Seinfeld.
Okay.
It was George's holiday where you had the aluminum pole, the airing of the grievances, and the feats of strength. Yeah, no, it's great. But it's just like that always to me felt like, yeah, like I get the coming together, it's cold, everyone kind of comes together.
Yeah. End of the year.
Like, but Thanksgiving feels like it's not quite, there's not quite the sentimentality of it. It's just kind of, it's like, it feels like there's nothing in November.
It's also the day after is capitalist.
Oh, I hate it.
But leading up to and Thanksgiving itself kind of hasn't been commercialized yet.
Yeah.
Like it's really it's because Black Friday and Cyber Monday exist now, so they take the shift off of them. Mm-hmm. And I mean, it's also now you just go shopping after Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
meal.
Yeah, and it's
but Thanksgiving itself doesn't have a ton of movies about.
There's a couple, but they're weird. And there's a couple like
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Yeah, there's
The Nightmare Before Christmas.
There's a Charlie Brown Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
really special. But there's just stuff where it's just kind of like,
yeah.
Okay, so here's what I was thinking about, and this is my controversial opinion.
I'm not doing old men stuff.
This is kind of this is old. This is
the most popular part of the show where we take off our costumes and talk about real life.
This is the old. This is old. This is the old man,
the Pouton portion of the show.
Yeah. Okay, but this is sort of related, sort of not. When I was driving back from Thanksgiving, and it was dark outside, my brain said, "Okay, what if we switch Halloween and Thanksgiving?"
It's too cold.
I know it's cold, but it gets dark at 5 o'clock. And to me, that's way more Halloween of like when does the night come? 5:30.
But the what I argue is Halloween's better earlier, so that way the little kids can get out before it gets dark. And as the time frame gets later and dark approaches, the age range also increases.
Okay, that makes sense. I get that. Yeah. I was just thinking, to me, it
feels way more appropriate that it is dark and spooky.
It is way more
6 o'clock.
It is way more getting spooky at 6 to me, and it's cold and all the trees are. Everything's it looks way more Halloween.
The other solution is make Thanksgiving the spooky holiday.
Oh, that'd be
start muscling in on Halloween.
Talk a lot about how the Native Americans got screwed and how it's just the horror. Put the horror back in Thanksgiving. Yeah. I don't know.
But speaking of which Christmas Carol is it that has one of the lines is scary ghost stories? That is a Christmas Carol, and that is a line in it, and I have never understood it.
I don't know.
The only thing I can understand is A Christmas Carol, because that has ghosts in it.
Yeah, that's what my brain goes to. And it's just, but it's just, so you were talking earlier about vegetables on frozen pizza.
Oh, okay, yeah, this is, you get,
No, this is old man talk.
This
This
is
is driving. I want this to drive every under 13. They're like, what is this?
Oh, then let me hit you with the definitive article in front of Walmart. So I went to the Walmart,
All right.
and they had Supreme Pizza Tostinos, the like rectangular frozen ones.
Yeah.
And normally I go for the combinations, but there was a ton of the Supremes, and I was like, we'll try one. Maybe. They will apparently never be in short supply. And it was better than the combination pizza.
Well, Supreme Pizza. Okay, so yeah, to further alienate get the children away, Supreme Pizza, in my opinion, is the best pizza.
It's a damn fine pizza.
It's because you got a little bit of vegetables for that little
Gives it a crunch.
you got a little bit of meat, usually sausage. Because I think like pepperoni on a Supreme Pizza is okay, but I like sausage, I like the peppers, and I like the onions.
I go for pepperoni and sausage.
I'm not going to throw out pepperoni,
but
generally I will put it in. I will, if possible, I'll replace the green peppers with jalapenos. That's I like sausage, jalapenos, onions. That's like my kind of.
So, but then the Walmart hit me with the unblockable. I thought I was on the wrong level of mix-up. If there's a bunch of product that's not being moved, they stop ordering it. So the next time I went, there were no Supreme Pizza. So I was like, God, crap.
Oh, Walmart.
So I got the combination pizza, and I already had like bell peppers and mushrooms and onions in the fridge.
Yeah.
So now I've just made it a habit of every time I get out a frozen pizza, instead of just putting it in the toaster oven, I slice and dice vegetables, sprinkle those on top of, and then put it in the toaster oven.
Of course, because vegetables taste better cooked.
Yeah.
I
disagree. Most vegetables, as long as there's still crunch to them.
That's what I mean.
But things like, shout outs to X, soup is awful. Because it just turns everything into mushy garbage.
Soup, to me...
I can deal with chilies and things like that because meats and beans are supposed to be squishy.
Well, yeah. But chili's different.
But a vegetable is supposed to be a crunch, and not everything's just the same awful texture.
To me, a soup is designed for you are sick and can... Like it's supposed to... Like, the soup is supposed to be eaten because you can't eat solid food.
You're not a human being. You're sub-animal.
Also, but I will say, I will put a modifier. I like a nice hot tomato soup with like a side of. I usually eat it with like rice cake and I put pimento cheese on it.
Yeah.
But like a cheese sandwich of some kind, I think pimento cheese sandwich and tomato soup is good.
I like an egg drop soup at the Chinese restaurant.
That's more like. That's not like the meal. That's a side.
Yeah, that's a broth.
Like when I'm talking
broths are fine.
When I'm talking about tomato soup is a side.
Yeah.
You're not gonna like say, "Oh boy, I'm eating tomato soup for dinner," because that's no. You need to have.
It's like cracking open a V8 and saying, dinner.
Yeah, no. It's you get the tomato soup and then you eat something with it.
Yes.
You don't. Whereas like usually they take a vegetable soup bowl. Like that's my dinner. I'm like no.
Yeah, I can. If we're going this route, I can very much agree. I can go for soup as a side item. Where do you put ramen?
Ramen is more. I put it closer to a pasta.
Yeah, but I think it's technically a soup.
It is. Well, it's kind of like chicken noodle. Yeah. It's when you have the noodles in there,
it gets blurry.
The line blurs. Yeah. I'm okay with noodly soup.
Yeah, because it's one step down from just pasta.
Yeah.
But it's enough to raise soup out of the gutter.
And generally, it's more the broth scenario. Yeah. Because you're not eating ramen for like you're eating ramen for the noodles and the stuff, and the broth just is kind of like the chicken broth or whatever just gets inside the noodles. You're not going for...
It's a flavor enhancer.
Yeah. I would say this, like if you removed like the noodles from ramen, it's not good. But if you removed if you have like a vegetable soup and you took out like the carrots.
Some people even put like macaroni elbow noodles in their vegetable soups.
I can see it, but I don't appreciate it.
Yeah. Well, it makes the soup better.
It does make the soup,
but also it's like.
But it's.
Yeah. Exactly.
But why?
Exactly.
There's like because mac without cheese is actually interesting.
Yeah.
Like chili mac or whatever.
I really like doing instead of spaghetti noodles for what we Americans think of as your traditional spaghetti dinner.
Yeah.
Just like next time you're at the store, get a different kind of noodle.
Oh, there's some
Get
good
your
ones.
tricolor rotinis.
Oh,
get
those
your
little
penne.
yeah. Get the fancy ones.
Get the bow ties. Get anything. Just try it out.
I like the bow
Try it
tie
out.
noodles.
Yeah.
I haven't been able to eat a bow tie noodle in a long time
Yeah.
for obvious reasons, but
Yeah.
I like a bow. All right, we're 10 minutes in. The kids are gone.
Okay,
They
damn
have
it,
left.
we're back
Okay,
at it.
we're back at it. All right, fuck it. Pokemon. So Pokemon Sword and Shield have been playing it. I think it's really, really solid. Is it? You want to move that phone?
It's snug. It's snug.
Okay, I'm
It's
just saying the couch. So Pokemon Sword and Shield, it's great. All the complaints I would say that the internet's having, while they've boosted them to like an 11 out of 10, are still like a 4 out of 10.
Mountains out of molehills.
Yeah, there's still the molehills in there. I think the game looks fine. There's a lot of stuff that it doesn't have. Like in the back of my head, I'm like, I'm kind of glad. Like there's no voice acting in the game, but knowing like how most Japanese kind of dub voice acting go, I think is a positive.
Yeah. Also, like Breath of the Wild.
Yeah,
It just felt weird.
Oh, I didn't like. I thought those. It was like sub. It was. I'm more likely to accept the kind of bad anime dub voice in a video game, mainly because
They give you the option to switch audio.
well in some games when the audio is playing and I'm doing something, like I'm paying less attention. So
Yeah.
like if I'm climbing a wall and someone's talking to me, I excuse bad voice acting more than if I'm like sitting down and just watching a cutscene. So I when I play games, I usually leave them in the default audio, except there's some heinous things where you gotta change it.
I just don't understand how they get only so many takes. I can understand this, but it's just I don't get how the voice director just says good enough. How many takes do you have to do where you just say, "All right, Edward Elric, that was good that time.
It's also weird. It's weird because
You almost emoted on that one."
it's strange to me because even like video game voice acting by and large is fine.
Yeah.
Like there's plenty of games where I'm like, no, it's fine. Like I think the Resident Evil 2 remake, everyone in there sounded fine. There was no like, Luffy, what are you doing? Ah, like there's but it
I don't
was like,
understand how anime has the lowest bar.
and it's anime games have the same bar. I think maybe that's because the dubs are so bad that they're trying to replicate. I don't know, man. All I know is that like
I think it's
cartoons
because
had
the same people are the ones getting the.
yeah, probably. All I know is that like cartoons voice acting has been fine forever.
Yeah.
And like I'm gonna say most Western games are fine, and a lot of Japanese games that are like kind of co-produced are fine. Like Monster Hunter, the voice acting was fine. It wasn't outrageous, but it wasn't terrible. But whatever. Pokemon's fine. Like it's just another Pokemon game.
You just have a problem where like when SNK's English voice acting is better than yours.
When Terry Bogard, it's like, nah, that's great.
Yeah.
When you are sounding worse than Terry Bogard, and not like because there's the charm, but just like in general.
Yeah.
Or Soul Bad Guy.
Yeah.
Or Soul Bad Guy, everything he says in a match, like, no, that's great.
It works.
When he's saying ground the Viper, and you're like, yeah.
Because you can feel like there's heart in it.
Yeah,
Like, it
he's
doesn't
yelling.
matter that technically it's not perfect. He's got the heart put in there.
I wish I had the clip and I would play it, but I don't. I'm not going to look for it. But it's the difference between in Getter Robo, the dub guy yelling Getter Beam, and the Japanese guy yelling Getter Beam.
The Japanese guy leads to your throat bleeding.
He passed out.
Yeah.
There's like talks where like that guy on Robot Super Attacks like passed out and he couldn't yell any higher. And he was like, nah, that's because that's what yelling the move should be. It shouldn't be like Getter Beam. I'm not gonna yell like because it does that. But anyway,
But that's the problem is they don't either.
they're paid to.
Yeah.
They're supposed to.
They have much better quality microphones.
And
They got a windscreen on their microphone.
all right. So Street Fighter V. we were gonna play some Street Fighter V, and I feel like with the release, we talked about it last week,
Champion
week
Edition.
after last podcast, we talked about it.
Hold up, Kevin. Let me ask you this: is it Champion Edition or Championship Edition?
I think it's Championship Edition.
I don't know.
Is it?
I don't know.
All right. Well, whatever. So I feel like it's time to give the moratorium or the look back on Street Fighter V, and that game is so bizarre to me because my emotions are like it feels so weird, and I don't know exactly why it's like bouncing. Like it feels like on paper it shouldn't bounce off. Like I shouldn't bounce off of it as hard as I do, because I do not hate the game. Like I'm not gonna like it's not like I'm gonna say Dragon Ball Fighters where I kind of hate that game.
But yeah, it's you got to get used to it. It's another thing where you don't think about it, but you played 4 a lot more than 5, so you got used to just how it feels.
Yeah, and it is different.
But Fighters, I played a ton of, and I never got used to how that felt.
But it's also that game made me drop. There's a lot of problems with that, and I feel like this thing about Street Fighter, and I think if we go all the way back, we go all the way back to
the
launch.
beginning.
We go back because the state that it's in now is so different.
Mm-hmm.
Like even I would say even at the end of like season 1 of DLC of Street Fighter, like to me that.
I would say more like the end of season 2.
Okay,
I think
that's more. But like season 2 feels like what that if Street Fighter V launched at Street Fighter Season 2, which is kind of what Tekken 7 did. Like Tekken 7 basically launched.
Yeah, because it was in the arcades for 2 years when it was at EVO for the first time.
Yeah,
and then it came out
on
and then it actually came out.
Yeah, like it came, and I feel like if Street Fighter V came out with all of those DLC, like the roster people.
I don't even think it has to come out that. It just has to come out. Look at the polish that's on Abigail and Manat compared to Alex.
Yeah, or even like that weird kin face.
So there's a lot of stuff that's just they have learned their own engine better and they've understood their game better too. So it's kind of a not fair thing of now they kind of understand how important a 3-frame jab is.
Yeah, and and also consider like a lot of the stuff at launch was janky, and there's like so even and stuff in there is still janky. So we because on my PS4 Plus Pro whatever at my apartment, like I had not installed Street Fighter V because that was on my old PS4 that's at my dad's house that he uses. So right now, so my PlayStation didn't have it. So we had to install Street Fighter V, and this is part of a complaint. Just an old man can play up modern games. We had to install it, and then you had to download a patch, and then after the patch is downloaded...
So you had to install, download a patch, check for update.
Yeah, download a patch. Then go into the game, and then the game's like, cool, downloading a patch.
Connecting to the server, and updates available from the server.
And that's so bad. Like, nothing...
Not as bad as the rest of the startup.
Oh, yeah, and you have to go through this tutorial. That's not even a good tutorial.
It forces you to play a match against Kin Azryu that teaches you things like walking forwards, V-skill, and V-trigger activation. Not how to use V-trigger or what it does, just, look, you hit these 2 buttons and now you activated V-trigger.
That may be the worst tutorial in a game.
It has actual tutorials in it.
Well, yeah.
And it has actual trials you can do, but I don't understand why that is there, nor do I understand, okay, so it's starting up and it's doing a little, stationary image cutscene thing, and you can hit start and say skip. And then you'll start the battle, and you can hit start and say skip battle. And then it'll start playing another cutscene that you can skip. And then it'll take you to another battle that you can skip battle. And it's... Why isn't the entirety of it just skipped all at once?
I don't know. It seems like that would be easier.
Yeah.
It's just... It's a... But the game is so...
Then you got to the main menu.
Yeah, the main menu, and it's cluttered in the main menu because I haven't had it up. I think people with Championship or Edition or whatever, with the full package, they're gonna get like they're gonna get like 20 screens of just here update.
This is what
feature,
story mode is.
update,
This is arcade mode.
Arcade.
This is blah blah blah.
Blah blah blah. Here's the rank. Are you sure? Here it is again. And I'm just like, just let me put the game.
It makes
Time for me to time for me to put disc in to play Street Fighter V. Currently, it took roughly oh, okay, I'm gonna count the install.
No,
so I
that's
put
fine.
in the game
Yeah.
at like 1. We were able to play a match with the base roster at 3 o'clock.
yeah.
So it's 2 hours
Yeah.
from disc in to match.
Yeah.
And that's not even like DLC, whatever. Like, I feel like I could uninstall Tekken, reinstall... Okay, well, maybe not Tekken. I could uninstall Samurai Showdown, put in that game. It'll probably have like a 20-minute update, whatever. But, which is still but you'd be able to start playing that Samurai Showdown.
Yeah.
That game would work.
I don't know. It's just baffling.
It feels esports. You know what I'm saying?
No, to me, it's just this is what modern gaming is, and it's my brain doesn't like it, but at the same time, the alternative is hyper fighting, super turbo.
Yeah. Well, like that part, I think I actually like the DLC updates better than the old revision / like Arc System Works was that it for a while.
Arc System lasted well beyond.
Where they were just like here's like 2 more characters. It's basically 2 characters and a balance patch.
Yeah.
Here you go, $60. I'd rather. And it's just like it's so weird. Also, like I feel like fighting system wise, and maybe this is. In part of it is Samurai Showdown is really good.
No.
Like in Street Fighter V, I feel like, and part of it is just like, I don't think that the basics can carry you far enough, but
Street
also
Fighter 5?
yeah, but
Yeah, they
also
can. They
well,
totally can.
but it's
just you have to understand it is a different kind of basics.
that's what I mean. Like in let's say for example,
Also, I want to shout out to SNK. SNK is you will do things in SNK, and because it's not the norm in every other fighting game, it'll be like, well, that's weird. But if you think about it for any length of time, it's way more logical. Like a backdash in SNK, you are airborne, and therefore you can do air stuff during it.
yeah,
Yeah. Meanwhile, Street Fighter V, there are overheads where the character is clearly off the ground, but actually, no, they're still on the ground, and you can throw them or do anything else.
yeah, it's like no, if the animation does not match the character property,
Yeah.
like like Mortal Kombat and Tekken have that problem less because their models are the hitboxes, so stuff where like he's
I don't think they are.
well, I know Mortal Kombat is.
I don't think so, because have you seen that, like, anti-air boot from Terminator?
Oh, okay. I know it was in one of the Mortal Kombat. It
Yeah.
was, yeah. No, Terminator's like little
Yeah.
kick is just
Smash Ultimate, that's what you're
yeah, there we go.
That's a 3D fighter. It's weird, but it's a 3D fighter.
But it's just it's because I think Street Fighter is vanilla, like in terms of fighting game flavors, and I think Capcom's problem is like how do you make that premium vanilla?
And it's weird because you say that, but let me hit you with this cross-up.
All right, nah, it's fine.
2 and 4 are vanilla. 3 and 5 are not.
Okay,
They're like at least
Chocolate
French
chip.
vanilla.
I would say 3, yeah, and 5 currently, yes.
Yeah.
I would agree. I think the launch of 5 hurt it.
It did
A lot.
And don't forget, they also installed a rootkit in that first season.
God.
Yeah.
I forgot. Like Capcom
They never gave us an Alex trailer.
with honestly with both of their fighting games.
Yeah, they're
with both fighting
recent
games.
Fighting games.
Their launches have been disastrous. Like the first, like Street Fighter V's first impression, which I think matters a lot.
It does.
It really matters a lot because if you think about like the other fight, there are a lot of video games. Like the first impression, like to me, Samurai Showdown feels exactly what it like. It says this is what my game is, and you play it, and you're like, yep. Like King of Fighters is like, here's King of Fighters. King of Fighters had that kind of a problem, but
it has the same issue of Marvel Infinite where
it looked kind of
the shaders on it are just wrong.
Well, the
lighting engine is bad,
but they fixed a bit. It improved
a little bit, yeah.
Improved, and also because it's more niche, I think people are willing to say
no one's gonna buy it anyway.
No one's gonna buy it anyway, so no one's gonna make fun of it.
Yeah.
And also, when people played it and go, "Yeah, it's King of Fighters,"
yeah,
like when I even though I thought I was really good because I hit an auto combo for part of my combo because I was playing it, I'm like, no, I felt like King of Fighters. This game's great.
Yeah, and it's the thing of like Marvel Infinite is not a niche game.
No.
So like it was very much if you say anything, there's a part of a fan base will say something back. KOF is a niche game, and it's like no one's even looking.
No one's looking at KOF.
Like, why are you coming to like pick on the little kid in crutches?
No one's and the people and the defense force behind that kid is like, nah, that kid's funny. That kid is really good.
Yeah.
We're gonna hang out with him. We don't care if he looks kind of weird.
Yeah,
we respect him for his gameplay.
Yeah,
because that's what KOF is. And you play it like, yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
And then you're like, yeah, that game's great. It also had a lot of character. You felt it was a game where like you could tell the budget was lower, but you could see.
It's also like SNK's first game after weird business shenanigans.
Oh, it was like SNK died, and then it was coming back with like.
And then bought by a Chinese company for like
weird
pachinko games.
Oh, it was bizarre.
And then they're like, now we're back.
And then you're playing it, and they're like, yeah,
they're coming.
They're coming.
And then Samsho comes in, and you're like,
yeah, they're back.
And now they're saying KOF 15 looks even better. It's like, what?
Okay, great. And I feel like, and it's also, and this is going to be me controversial because I've been thinking about Street Fighter V since basically whenever Thanksgiving's going on and they're talking, I'm really thinking about like, man, Street Fighter though. Yeah. And part of my realization is that I think Street Fighter, I don't know, and this is just part of my personal taste. The characters I don't like as much as other fighting games. Like I don't think anyone in Street Fighter is as cool as like Iori.
Yeah.
No one or Terry or Geese.
Yeah.
Like I can say just characters
or Kazuya
or like Tekken characters. Yeah. I'm like, nah, Kazuya. The
Kazuya.
I was gonna.
Mishimas.
The Mishimas are all cool. Yeah. Even like Yoshimitsu's dope. Like Soul Calibur, everyone's fucking cool.
Soul Calibur's got some lamer ones.
Okay, but there's a lot of cool characters, and even like Virtua Fighter characters.
See, you say that, but I can pull out Third Strike.
Yeah, but a lot of those characters are like
swept under the rug, unless they're the girls.
Yeah. And like I think Remy's cool.
Yeah.
I think.
Oh, you mean Ash Crimson?
Ash Crimson, yes, Ash Crimson, who's come back. Yeah, Ash Crimson, it's cool. I think like Necro is cool. Alex is cool.
Yeah.
Like so Third Strike is just cool in general.
And I will say there are some cool people in Street Fighter, but it's a much lower. And I think you basically get one. Like you think is really cool, and you hope they're good enough to play.
Yeah, like
I really like Vega. He's a cool guy. Like, granted, not when he's like a charge character. I'm not dealing with that. But
I think C Viper is super dope.
I don't know.
I cannot play C. Like that character is. I have a problem. So, like,
how do you feel about G?
G's pretty good.
Yeah,
G's pretty good.
Actually, E Honda's cool.
I'd agree with that. I think E Honda.
I think Street Fighter V, how they've like evolved some of the character designs.
Beard Ryu is super cool.
Beard Dalzim.
Beard Dalzim.
Go back and look at like regular Dalzim now, and you'll be like,
I think like Akuma. I actually like Lion Mane Akuma.
Yeah,
I actually like it.
There's just some like I think it could have been. I don't think it should all blend as much as it does.
I would rather it be more. I'd rather Akumas have Leo whatever from
Wolfang.
Yeah, from Guilty Gear. Like if that kind of like.
Also, I don't know. I can see Akuma having some like braided like strips in his beard.
I could see that. I'd want him looking more Oni-ish.
Granted, then you'd like start thinking like, did he braid those himself?
Well, yes.
The top knot.
Like I like Akuma looking more like an Oni because that's what like.
Yeah, look, he's going beyond.
Goki.
He's not human. Yeah.
Like I like him between. I would like Street Fighter V Akuma to look between Oni and Akuma. That kind of like you see he's.
Well, you gotta remember 3 is after 5.
Oh yeah. Well, that's Touch of Grey Akuma.
Yeah, that's what the thing is like 4 happens. After 4 is when he goes fights the Mishimas, and after that he does some self-reflecting. That's why he's gone to the mountains and come back for 5.
And then at the end it's Touch of Grey Akuma because he's kind of bad.
Because then it's like I've seen some stuff now. Or you can say after 5 he shaves because he's now prepped to go fight the Mishimas.
Is Akuma cool?
No.
But I know he's not.
Cool in Tekken, but
well, that's what I'm saying. In Tekken,
he was but nowhere else.
How cool was that? But I think it's because in Tekken he's had the most character development, where it's the monster, and then he's like, no, he's made friends with like Heihachi's wife, and he goes like, no, I'm going to honor that request. And you're like, oh, that's cool.
The part of like, then why haven't you shown up already? And it's like, because you weren't strong enough.
Yeah, he wasn't strong enough.
You weren't an issue.
Now it's time for me to say like, hey Heihachi.
Now it's worth my time.
I'm here. Ryu's taking a break. Yeah. he's doing some Goken BS.
Yeah,
it's time for you.
He's sitting under a waterfall.
I also think Street Fighter V, the launch characters, none of them felt good for me.
Yeah.
Like, and that's more personal. But none of them felt like I felt like that's my guy.
Yeah.
I played Nikali, but I didn't really
dig it.
It didn't feel like when I played Blanca, I'm like, okay, I feel what this is. Or I felt like there's several characters in Tekken. Even like Paul, I'm like, okay, I get this.
It's because they're strong in an obvious way.
Yeah.
And like it gives you a guiding principle of like I can center gameplay around this.
Like
Street Fighter V, a lot of the base roster and especially the early game, and it's like the developers are still trying to figure out what exactly the game's going to be.
Yeah. Like Minot, I can tell what this character is and what it's trying to do.
Yeah. But
then you get like Ryu, and then you get like it feel like in the base where it was like Nash kind of could do similar stuff to Ryu, but just better.
Yeah.
Like he had a fireball, he had like a kick, he had like a dash, but it just felt like Nash felt better like than Ryu. So why do I pick Ryu? And Zangief had weird issue, and it's just kind of like no one felt obvious like I am doing, or at least what the developer wants the character to be and how to play did not feel obvious with the base roster.
I think if you put time in, I think you'd like G.
Yeah, but
he has the gimmicky BS.
Yeah, and I think that's also a thing where, and maybe this is hard personal issue, but I felt like with Street Fighter V, I could not learn by playing as well as I could.
Yeah.
Like in Samurai Showdown, I feel like you can learn by playing.
Yeah.
Like if you can do the special moves reliably, which is basically my base fighting game, where it's just like I can do the super motion. And I feel like in Samurai, like you feel like, okay, I'm starting to get how to use like the throw and how to like dodge, and the mechanics I feel like I can do while playing. Whereas in Street Fighter, it feels like, okay, you got a crush counter, and then it's like, now what?
And that's the other thing is like, now what? While is wildly different. It's you got a crush counter in your Vega, you get sweep probably. You get a crush counter in Urain, you get a dash into like launch into full combo, and it's just it makes no sense at all.
Which is different. And it feels like what's different, and I feel just generally like Guilty Gear Strive. I'm just gonna say in its current little preview state, it feels like if you counter hit Dust, everyone launches them up, and you get the bop bop bop. You get the couple combo where you can do like the Gatling, and you can hit them down.
Yeah.
And it feels like okay, even if I'm not the most optimal player, I can if I can see someone whiffing, I hit that Dust button and I'm good.
Yeah.
Whereas in this one, it's like, oh, I see him whiffing, I hit that crush counter, and
Crush counter. That's not how counter hits work.
well, okay, but like I'm just trying to equivocate.
Yeah.
As like I get that big punish, and it's like a sweep.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's a lot less like than the Samurai Showdown. I hit that heavy slash, and now 30 of your life is gone.
And it's every fighting game. It tends to be the thing of if a character has more options, they're stronger. It's just how it works out.
Yeah.
And what makes Street Fighter V, it's blatantly apparent with like Akuma and Karen Rashid, especially if they have barges, can do way more than other characters can.
Yeah.
Rashid basically gets a free like. If he wants to, he can probably just like jump out of the corner. Because there's so many ways he can get out of the corner that your brain's trying to be like, okay, is he going to go off the wall? Is he going to do eagle spike?
Is he just going to do
blah, blah, blah?
V-skill? Is he going to EX his like...
Oh, sorry, is he going to go off the wall at a different angle?
Yeah. Is he going to fake going off the wall? It is that third strike where there's Garfield, the Tale of Two Kitties.
Yeah.
There are characters who are like, oh, you have a lot of stuff.
There are two different games in Street Fighter V.
And then there is stuff. Like honestly, if you took like Ryu, who doesn't have a lot of options, but you just said double damage.
Yeah.
If you
just like 1.5.
Yeah, if you just said, okay, you don't have a lot, but you hit basic,
real hard.
You're Ippo from Hajime no Ippo, or your power is that jab is a straight.
Yeah.
When everyone's going like, oh, that's that boy's beefy.
I would actually I dig that.
Because to me that changes a lot. Where it's like, okay, Ryu doesn't have a ton of options, but he hits you with one Shoryu, and now you're down like half.
Yeah, if he is just playing as a wall and just oh no,
he's coming, and then he gets, and I feel like that's like that. I hope Street Fighter 6, which is in development.
I mean, 5 is I like where 5 is at. I really do like. Where
I
5
would
is
like,
at.
and it doesn't have to be every character. I would like characters that are just hit hard. I think that is how you make a fighting game accessible to new characters.
Street Fighter 2 is one of the best
Just
games, and that game is mean.
The game is just like you get like a 2-hit and you're like, I think if you have characters where their power is I hit you real hard, and I think that can, if balanced well, is how you make people in the fighting.
I think that's what people like to play. That is what streams like to watch.
Yeah, and it's because
3D is weird.
3D is
3D
different.
games are different.
But it's just because I feel like that has the effect of stopping the button mash. Because if Ryu's heavy kick does 25% on like.
As soon as you're a player, if you're mashing and you hit that button and you see what it does, you're like,
okay, I don't need to just
I got
jam the heavy kick. No, I'm gonna wait for the heavy kick because that sucker does a lot.
Yeah,
I think, and that's how, because and if someone's is mashing and they're mashing, I hit that heavy kick and now it's like it's 30% now.
The real way to do tutorials in fighting games is you just make it so gameplay has a natural, understood evolution.
Yeah, and I think that's just why, I think the playing by... And there's always, the lab time, I feel like there's always optimized combos, and I feel like that should be it. There's optimized things you can do. it's honestly why I like Magic series, like in Marvel or Gatling, or just because it allows you to pick a random character, and I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1, 2, 3 launch, 2, 2, 3 launch, super.
Then you pick Iron Man, you're like, this is garbage.
Yeah,
this is garbage. I can't even do ABC launch. Get out of here.
But to me, like, that as a baseline feels better than the auto combo of circle. Unless of course you're doing tag battle, which I feel gets away with it because every other system in like that game is just. I feel like that
game did auto combos right, and I don't. It's that every character's auto combo feels unique.
Yeah, it feels like they're not doing like light. It's light, dot, and it feels like you could cancel it out at different points.
Yeah.
Also, that game, I think what makes it work with the auto combos is that there's so many other like the tag system is so much where it's like we've simplified the combo system because every other system in this game is like there's like 5 different systems going on, so you don't think about it.
Whereas MK9 and DB Fighters feels like character normal options all feel like they're the same, except occasionally you come across a character where it'd be better. Like, well, this character says it's better auto combo. Goku just gets to teleport behind you in the middle of his auto combo, or the other side of like this character just has worse options. This sector sweep in MK9 is just like everyone else's sweep. Sector's like and sweep. It's like breathe in, think about it, visualize, and attack. Yeah. Krillin's crouching heavy punch. Do you remember that like image from like early DBFZ where it's like Frieza's crouching like launcher?
Yeah, it's just halfway across. Yeah, it's just
Krillin's.
But yeah, so all right. So here's a little thing I want to postulate to you.
Yeah.
Capcom's making a fighting game. System-wise, unknown. We just say the next fighting game. We don't know what it's going to be. Regardless of franchise, like fighting game system is the same.
Yeah.
Would you rather it be Street Fighter 6 or Capcom Versus?
I want a Capcom Versus.
I want Capcom Versus.
I just want.
Even if it played like Street, even if it was not tag or whatever, it was just 1-on-1.
Yeah.
I want Capcom Versus.
Yeah, I'd still do that.
I honestly think instead of Street Fighter 6, it should be Capcom Versus.
Ideally though, you call it Capcom All-Stars, and it's got the Marvel Infinite engine.
Oh no, that's what I want.
That's the dream.
Oh no, so my grand conspiracy theory.
That's the dream.
What I do if Capcom, this is the easiest idea in the world. You have this Marvel Infinite fighting engine.
Yep.
All you gotta do is make it look really good.
Yep.
You can like all those characters.
Yeah.
Just leave them.
Yeah, just take the Capcom side. And just put in some more Capcom characters.
And reskin the Marvel characters. And you have such a big thing, you could do it. Hulk, make some Monster Hunter monster. Just put that in there.
Yeah.
Put like Rajang in there.
Do it like a PTX.
Yeah, like you
put PTX in there. There's your 2 giants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you can sub out stuff, and you could put in like you have Resident Evil characters that can be like stuff. Yeah. You can. So here's okay.
Bucky Barnes can just become Mr. Kennedy.
Yeah, and what you do is you have, instead of trying to have like your story mode, honestly, just copy like Soul Calibur's. Have like a crappy choose your own adventure kind of RPG. No, this is what the people would want.
No. I'm sitting here trying to think. What was the like the Capcom 5 on the GameCube? What, like P4 or something? Like PN, like
PN03?
Yes.
Yeah.
Put her in it.
Yeah, put her in it.
Just start reaching in the barrel and pulling out all the weird.
Well, they already have Teppen.
Like
you have so many Mega Man bosses that you could just shove in for like oh, here's Wolverine. Here's like
Fire Jaguar.
Yeah, there you go. There he is. He has claws. No, there's one that has claws. I forget his name from X4. That's literally just Wolverine. That's like Berserker Barrage. Yeah. And you're like, yeah, there you go. There he is.
Put Boomer Kuwanger in there.
Yeah.
Why isn't he in a Marvel game?
To do it. Who cares? You put him in there, people are gonna be like, "Oh, that's sick."
Yeah.
Listen, you could just say it's a Mega Man fighting game, and it just plays like Marvel.
Yeah.
I think people would be dope if it was cell shaded in Mega Man.
No, Kevin, you think too small.
Okay, what?
Mega Man Soccer.
Oh,
2020.
that's the new fighting game.
Yeah.
You think about, but yeah, it's just like, and all you have to do is make it look cool.
Yeah, that's all. Yeah, because people aren't gonna play it anyway.
No, and the people that played everyone that played Marvel Infinite. If you said here's Marvel Infinite, but with like, people aren't gonna make fun of it.
Capcom presents
Capcom. Yeah, that's just Capcom presents Capcom. It just goes, and it looks really good, and everyone's gonna be like, yeah, okay. Yeah. And it just the story mode, which is why I think the Soul Calibur one, where you get items that make your character stupid. My idea for the story mode is the main character is Ruby Hart. And you get to see what the Marvel 2 characters world actually is before the other Capcom characters show up. So it's like, and she's the main character. Yeah. Ruby Hart is your cover girl.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what she should have been. She should have been in Marvel 3 and she should have been in Marvel Infinite.
So you have Capcom v Capcom. Yeah. It's Ruby Hart. She's the dopest looking character. Yep. She does the coolest stuff. Yep. And you're like, yo, I'm in.
And Amingo.
Oh, Amingo's
he's like cool.
Yeah.
Like he looks dumb as water, but he's got that like hot Latin flavor.
Oh, he's cool.
He's spicy.
And you gotta have all the fun moments where you have like a because that's what people want. Yeah. Like what people liked about Dragon Ball FighterZ was people liked how it looked, and people liked those little cutscenes of like Dragon Ball characters talking. Yeah. And you could have you just have like the characters talking. Yeah. Just a little pre-fight like, hey Ryu, how are you doing? Like Mega Man and like no, it'd be Zero and Ryu talking about the darkness within. Yeah. And they'd be like, well, how do you deal with it? I think about it, and Zero's like, that's a good deal, I'll try it out sometime. And then the fight happens, and you're like, okay, that's neat. Yeah, there you go. That's an interesting idea. Because that turns into the little GIF that people post on Twitter. Yep. People go, man, this game's sick. Yeah. And it just builds. So that's in summation, Street Fighter V is pretty good.
Yeah, I like it. I like it.
I think I think
just no Vegas V Skill 2 is gonna be worthless.
I think I respect it more than I like it. But I just think that it's just I probably would have played more if it launched at Season 2. Yeah. Because when Season 2 came out, I think Tekken and stuff was out, and I was distracted. Yeah. And I was like, nah, Tekken, because Tekken did come out at Season 2.
Yeah, it did.
And then it was done. So yeah, so that's in summation. Capcom so take your fighting game, like internally say we're gonna launch it on like March 2021, and then delay it to March 2022, and then launch it. So announce, like whenever you're gonna launch it, announce it's in development. Yep. So then you got that year to like make it look good. Yep. And also your don't do like this. Just you need to make sure.
Yeah, don't do any trailers. Just don't.
Like honestly, you need to take the most important thing that the Anthem developer said, which was make our game so in a GIF it doesn't look bad. Yeah. Anthem failed, but that was their design element. Yeah. Because Mass Effect and their problems were like you had like that weird face, and people would just post that weird face forever. It doesn't matter what the rest of the game.
Chun-Li.
Oh yeah, you had that weird Chun-Li like pre-alpha,
and it doesn't matter if you fix it or not. It doesn't matter. No, people won't pay attention because they don't care about the game. They just care about the meme.
That's why Guilty Gear X, like you can tell, like it's still in development, but those characters, like you don't see Soul looking weird, like. So that's it. Thanks for listening to me and Drew talk about fighting games
and Thanksgiving.
Not so different. Yeah. Get the family together and do a raging demon. Yeah. That's because you got to see if your purity. Anyway, later days.
Bye.